how to go out and set up scheduling a recurring job. So what we've got here is a test account in V3. You'll notice the user interface looks a little bit different if you haven't seen it yet. But what the idea is that once we're on the client screen, now you do need to remember when you go in and add an account, not a lead or a client, we're going to add them in as a lead. Once we win that estimate as a lead, we're going to convert them into a client, which you can see here the lead was converted. Now, the next thing we want to do is go into the left here, and I'm going to bump the screen out so you can actually see it, is you want to go into the schedule a job area and click on that. And the first thing we need to do is go into job type here. So we're going to go in and put this in as repeats, not one time, because it's a reoccurring job. And it also automatically sets this as repeat. So we're going to go in and set the line items that repeat. So I'm going to go in and put lawn mowing in here as an example. So you'll see if it came in as an estimate, it will be blue. Otherwise, it may come in as a rate matrix job, calculating off the rate matrix if the custom field's in there for that estimate. So once we have that in here, we can add additional line items. Now, under advanced, this is probably not something that you're going to be doing unless you're doing chemical tracking or additional data. But we have the ability to add a salesperson, manipulate the date sold, the account manager, and the source. Now, if it already has a source, it will automatically be there for lead source tracking. So ideally, you're probably just going to go right to the next button here. And which repeating schedule would like to be used on this job. So we can go into our master schedules or use the custom schedule. So let's say we want it once a week on Mondays. And when will the job start? And we can set that start date for the day of the week that we're on or in the future. Now, in addition, just like V2, you can go in and grab those master schedules. And let's say it's a weekly Monday. When will this job start? Right here. Do you want to sign the job? So we can say yes, and we can go in and schedule it to the actual crew. And based on the estimated team size, based on the crew setup. So that automatically loads in now. And we've kind of got a summary of everything on the right-hand side that's happening. Once again, under advanced, there's some additional features. Do we need a call ahead? This is probably more particular for a home cleaning scenario or a fertilization scenario, but this is how we would track that. It brings in the defaults of the company settings for maximum days per hour and include what days that they can work on. We're going to hit next. Next step is billing. So it's going to go into the default of the automatic setup here, far as the default billing for the company. And once again, under advanced, we have some additional options here. If we want to create a work order, a purchase PO, or create a separate invoice outside of the continual daily, weekly, or monthly billing, depending on how this is set up under the advanced options. So we're going to leave that alone, swing over to finish, and we can go in and review it or review it later. So once we hit review, this will populate our reoccurring jobs under future visits. So that is the proper process to set up a reoccurring job in version 3 of Service Autopilot.